You're welcome to today's tutorial brought to you by Giftedhandsacademy. Let's get at it. Alright guys, welcome back. So a brief recap on what we have done before. These are some shortcuts that we have, and there are still some many more. Ctrl+C, that's to copy. Ctrl+V, that's to paste. Ctrl+X, that's to cut. So just like I've explained before, so I want to cut this. I just highlight it and then Ctrl X. I cut it and then I can paste it with Ctrl V. Can we see that? So that's how to copy, cut and paste. So to copy, highlight it, then Ctrl C, then you can paste with Ctrl V. Can we see that? It's very simple. So let's get this. Now, once you have a data set, it's very important that you duplicate your data set, and this is the duplicate of this. But the only difference between this data set and this is because this has been converted to table, and the reason why we convert to table is to automate our dashboard, so that when you are adding any other values underneath, it updates automatically on the dashboard. So that's the reason why we always convert our data set into a table. And the reason why you duplicate is so that you can have the original file that you were sent from the beginning. So the one you are working with is the duplicate sheet. So now I want to copy this main file, so I just click on it, highlight everything, and then Ctrl C, which is to copy. Then I come to this place and then I paste with Ctrl V. Can we see now that the way this one is appearing and the way this one is appearing is different? They are the same data set but different lookout, because this has been converted to a table, this has not been converted to a table. So how do we convert a data set to a table? So you highlight everything, highlight it, and then you click on the command Ctrl T, that's to convert to table. That's the shortcut, Ctrl T. So do you want filter in the table or you don't want? But I want filters in the table, so I will use it to explain that. Then click OK. We can see now that it has given us the table format. So we can filter. This is the filter sign, this the arrow down here. You just click on it and then you can decide the one that you want it to be showing. So I've filtered this out, so let's click OK. Can we see it has streamlined the data set? So we can remove the filter. Just click on this and then clear filters. Then you can streamline the city as well, the city you want it to display. Let's say just Ibadan. You can see. So we can cancel out the filter by clearing it. Then the product, which type of product you want it to display. Is it for electronics and clothing alone? Click on OK. You can see it as filter for electronics and clothing, and so many more. So you can clear that. Then same as the payment, you can always filter whatever you want, and then you can clear as well. So that's that for conversion to table. This does not have filter, but this has filter. So that's just the difference. So how to create this dashboard now is very, very important, and let's follow through. So I've created a sheet and I've titled it Practice Dashboard. So let's go now. I have my KPIs, I have my values. So KPI, I'm typing that KPI and then values. Okay, let me copy that. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, then I'll edit values. So total revenue, what do I have here again? Total quantity, transactions, average sales. Total quantity, then transactions, then the average sales. So these are the key point indicators that you can also work with. So the total revenue is the total from this place. So I'm going to give us how to go about it. So using the sum function that we learned equals to, then click on sum, then open bracket, then you go to the data set where you have the data set, you click on it, and then you highlight everything using your shift and then down button. You highlight everything, so it selects all the rows that you want, and then you click enter. Can we see it has given us the total revenue of 2050, which is the same thing that we have here. So the other things is just to format this. Sorry. Excel can be very funny, so you have to be very careful. Okay, so let's undo that. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's do that again. Okay, so we want to get the total revenue. So I have the equal to, then the sum, then you open your bracket, then you go to the data sets. So you have to be conversant with how to open multiple tabs. Then click on the cell, and then you highlight everything by using the shift and down arrow button. So it has selected the whole data set. Then you click enter. Can we see it has given us so the total value? So we can come to the home tab, and then we increase the font size, and then we can bold as well. So that's for the total revenue. The total quantity, the same thing, insert your Excel function equal to, then sum, then open bracket, then click on the data set quantity, then use the arrow shift and then arrow down button, to select all the cells from L2 to L8, then click on enter. So it has given us the total quantity, which is the same thing that we have here as well. Can we see 24? So you can increase the font size. Okay, this is 18, so let's increase this to 18 as well. Then you can bold it, and you can change the font if you like. So this is data formatting as well. Then transaction, the number of transactions that we have. How many number of transactions do we have? So let's just do a count on the number of transactions. So press equal to, then count. How many number of transaction? Count, then open bracket, then you go to your data set, and then we can count with the invoice ID. So just click on it, and then shift, highlight everything with shift and then arrow down button, then click enter. You can see the total transaction made is given as 7, which is the same thing that we have here as well on the dashboard here. So I can change that, format my text 18, and then I can bold it. Then the average sale, this is the mean value, so equal to, then average, make sure that the spelling is correct, then open bracket, then go to the data set, and then you click on the average sales. So click on this, highlight it, and then shift and arrow down button and then click enter. So this is the average sales for this. So, and you can see that's what we have here, 292.86. So how do we reduce all this value? Just click on it and then come to this side where you have general, then you can reduce the zeros. You can see, so you can reduce the zeros. Then you format by increasing the font size, and then you can bold it. So you see the same thing that we have here is what we have here as well. So we are good to go. Then the next thing is to create our pivot table. And the pivot table we are creating is pivot table sum of total by city. So we want to create pivot table of sum of total by city. For our pivot table, so I create a new sheet, and then I name it, or you can also create a new sheet by just clicking on this plus sign. So I name it practice. Okay, let me name it as pivot table practice. Okay, so to get my pivot table from this dashboard, this is our pivot table, sum of total by city. So to get this pivot table now, just click on the data set that I want to create the pivot table with, then go to the insert tab, then click on pivot table. Then because I'm not creating a new worksheet, I've done that already, so I want an existing worksheet. Then I click on the worksheet, which is the practice table, pivot table practice. Then I select the position where I want to insert the pivot table, and then I click OK. You can see, so what's the pivot table that we are creating for this? We are creating pivot table for sum of total by city. So the sum of total by city. So I come to this place and I drag total to values. You can see that's the sum of total, and then city, I drag it to the rows. Can we see it? So this is the sum of total by city. So this is the dashboard, this is the pivot table for sum of total. Let me name it pivot table sum of total by city. So this is the pivot table for that. So in pivot table we have 4 different views. We have the filter view, we have the column view, we have the row view, and we have the value view. So in creating the pivot table for this, you drag the city to the rows, and then you drag the sum of total, which is this total, you drag it to the values. So our pivot table is created successfully, so we can just highlight it, and then you can copy Ctrl+C, and then you can paste it. Okay, let's remove the grid lines here. Go to View tab and then remove grid lines. So we can paste it here. Later on, we are still going to arrange this dashboard. We are just using it for practice for now. Okay, let me paste it a little bit here. So this is the pivot table for sum of total by city. Then the next thing to do for sum of sales by city. Then from the pivot table, we are going to get our visual. We get our visuals from pivot table. So since we already have the sum of sales of the city, then we can create this visual. So I go to this place, then insert, click on any of the cell, then go to home tab, then you look for insert tab, then you look for the chart, go to the chart. So I want a clustered column chart, so I just click on it. So can we see? So there are some formatting that you have different options of chart. You have different chart type. You have the line chart, you have the line chart, you have the pie chart, you have the donut chart. This looks like a donut. So you have different type of chart that you can use for your visuals. You have the bar chart, you have the area chart, and there are other templates you can work with, but we are just using this clustered column chart. And there are other formattings that we can do, because if you place this here now, you see it's covering that pivot table. So we can do some formatting, clicking on this. This is the settings. Just click on it, then say no fill, then come to this place and say no line. So if you place it here, you can see it's no more covering that pivot table. So you have been able to remove the fill and then the lines. Then if you want to remove this grid line, you can also format, go to this place and uncheck grid lines. Can you see? So the grid lines are no more showing. Then you can perform so many other functions. So I don't want some axis, so I remove this primary vertical axis, and then I include the data label. Come to the data label, and then I include the data label. Can we see that? Then I remove this legend, this total, I remove it by unchecking. Can we see? So I think we are good to go with that. Then there is also another setting I need to show us to remove this sum of total and then city, since we already have it here, and then this is represented for the values of the total. So just right click on this, then you can hide field buttons on charts. Can we see? Click on this, right click on this, and then you can hide field axis on chart. So this is perfect. So we can just arrange it as we want and then do some formatting. You can rename this to suit what we have here, sum of sales by city. So you can rename this, just double click it and then type sum of sales by city. Can we see that? So you can create so many visual from your pivot table. So from this pivot table now, I've been able to create my sum of sales by city. So the other things are just formatting. Click on this. You can highlight it, and then you change the color, go to your home tab. Sorry, it's just this one I want to. So you can highlight that, then go to your home tab. Highlight that, go to your home tab, and then you can change the color fill and then the text fill. You can see, so those are just formatting. Then you click on the text as well. Then you can change the font size. You can increase the font size of the labeling. Let's use 14. Okay, then you can bold it as well. You can bold it. Then you can format this as well. Click on it, then increase the font size. so that it can be more visible. Then you bold it. Can we see Abuja, Ibadan, Lagos? Then you can perform other formatting that you want on it. So another thing to create is our slicers. These are our slicers. So how do we create these slicers? So just click on the pivot table, then you go to special functions, or in some systems you will just see it as slicer. Just check through, you see it. So pivot table analyze, that's where mine is. Pivot table analyze. Then in some system, once you go to insert, you see slicer here in some of these options, but on my system this is where it is. Pivot table analyze, then insert slicer. So I want to insert slicer for, okay, let's go back, let's check. Slicer for city, payment, and product line. So those are the 3 slicers I want to insert. So insert slicer, city, product line, and then payment. So click on OK. Can we see it has given us the 3 slicers just as we want it? So you can adjust it. You can adjust it like crop. You can crop it rather, just to fit in. You can see. So the other things is just for us to rearrange. So I think this is looking beautiful. I believe we are following. So this is a practical session. We just have to do it so that you can see for yourself as well. So the other ones will just be arranging. So you can do a very good visual and then you have a very bad dashboard because you are not arranging properly. So you need to learn the art of arranging. I liked that and I want to paste it here. Okay, shift it a little. Okay, so you can have a very good visual and then a bad dashboard, because the dashboard is what we give the full view of all that you have been doing. So this is it. Let's reduce that. I'm still going to arrange it, but just to explain. Okay, so I think we are almost done. So these are slicers. These are slicers: city, product line, and payment. Just as we have here, city, product line, and payment. So that is the same thing we have here. So you can filter here as well. So this is our slicers that we use to check. Just a quick check. Okay, how does this perform? Okay, so for clothing, for product line, we have electronics and food. It performed well in Lagos and Abuja, but Lagos had more sales for electronics. So if you want to check for food alone, Lagos also had more sales. So for food and clothing, we have Lagos as the highest, Ibadan as the lowest for food and clothing, then Abuja also higher than that of Ibadan. But if you want to check, so this is where you make some decisions. So let's just check for food only. So you see the selected slicer here for product line is for food. So for food, Lagos had the highest sales. So let me uncheck this for electronics. Lagos also had the highest sales. Then for clothing, I uncheck this. Ibadan has the highest sales. So that is how we use our slicer. So I'm just going to cancel out all this filter. So that's how you make decisions. So this is an interactive dashboard. So I think the final thing here is to just have this percentage. So how do we calculate percentage? So I'm just going to give us this as a bonus. So for percentage for Abuja, Ibadan and Lagos. So percentage for Abuja, percentage for Ibadan, then percentage for Lagos. Can we see that? So there's a sheet code I use. You click on this visual and then you copy it, Ctrl C, and then you paste it as well, Ctrl V. Can we see we've pasted it? So you now convert this, you change the visual type. So just click on change chart type. Then instead of this, you click on pie chart. So the pie chart will give you the percentages. So just insert this. So for this, we have Abuja. So Abuja has a total percentage. Just click on it to display, or you can just label it. You can label it so that you can see it. Okay. So Abuja has, just click on it to see it. Abuja has a percentage of 37, and I'm going to show us how to calculate it manually as well. 37%, that's for Abuja. Then Ibadan. Okay, let's label it so that we can see. Then this for Ibadan. Ibadan is 12%. Can you see it? Ibadan is 12%. So that's a shortcut you can use, and I'm going to show us how to calculate it manually as well. 12%, and then Lagos. Then click on the chart and then just put the arrow on the point on the chart. It will show the total value and then the percentage, 51%. So we can see that Lagos had the highest percentages when it comes to sales. So you can then delete this. Click on it and press delete. So that's how to calculate percentage. This 750 divided. So you use this backslash, forward slash rather, use this forward slash for your divided by the total. Okay, so let me type that. Divided by the total which is 2050, then times the hashtag, the asterisk is the times 100, then you click enter. Can we see that? So that's for the percentage for Ibadan, for Abuja. Then for Ibadan equals to, the value of Ibadan is 250, so 250 divided by the total which is 2050, then you multiply it by 100, your asterisk, then 100, enter. Can we see? Then for Lagos equals to, the value of Lagos is 1050, and then divide it by 2050, and then multiply, shift asterisk, and then multiply it by 100 and enter. So you can reduce this value. Just click on this, go to your home tab, and then come to this general under it. So you can just press this to reduce the value and just try to approximate. Then this as well, you can reduce the values. Okay, let's approximate to whole number, so we can get the actual percentage. So can we see now? So this 37%, 12%, 51%. So this is calculated with the visual, the pie chart, and then this is calculated manually. So anyhow you want to do it, you can always get your percentage. So the thing that is remaining now is just for us to arrange it properly, just like I did here. I arranged it like this, and then the percentage is the last. So that is that. So the insights or the recommendations that I gave, okay, this is a practice session. Okay, I'm looking for the insight. Okay, this the student's dashboard. This is where you are going to practice. Okay. Okay, so this is the step-by-step setup. So we added the last row in the Excel in the table. So let's add another row. So I'm just going to create a value now to add to the row so that we can also see that it will automatically change. So let's say this is 1008, then this is Ibadan. Let's use this as Ibadan. Then this is food, this is e-wallet. For example, this is e-wallet, and then this is 4, and then this is 150. So let's insert this. So this is the insights and recommendations that we're able to generate. So let's insert this now. So I want to insert this into the practice dashboard. Now let's take note of all these values that we have here. You see now that once we insert it, these are sales data. This is the one we are working with. So once I insert all those values here, you see it will just change automatically. So I have 1008, then I have Ibadan. Okay, so I can just copy, click on the cell there, Ibadan. Ctrl C, then Ctrl V, Ibadan. Then food, because the text must be the same. If it's different, it will not align. Ctrl C, then Ctrl V, then e-wallet. I click on this, Ctrl C, that's copy, then Ctrl V, paste, and then quantity, let's say 4. So I can type that 4, and then total, that's 150. I can type that as well. Now you see that this is aligning together. You see it has formed the table. Then you can just right click and then click on refresh. Okay, go to the dashboard. Okay, this is our dashboard. So you can just right click and then click on refresh, just to refresh it. Okay, these are pivot table. Click on, right click and then click on refresh. You see it has updated it. So you come to the pivot table, you click on refresh, it has updated the file. Can we see that? So that's how, and it has updated this as well. So that's how to work with table. It automatically increases everything on your dashboard. So we can refresh this as well. So we can see this is the total sales, total revenue, total sales, then transaction has increased to 8, and the average sales has also increased. So that's just that for now. Let's do how to practice, and see in the next video. Thank you. So do how to practice and then send me your workings. Send me your sheet if you have any question. If you are stuck anywhere, I'm going to put you through. Thank you guys.